Hi guys, I just wanted to give you an update on nursing school because I finally made a decision on what I'm going to do. There were three different schools that I was looking at. One of them was a state school, one was a private for-profit, and one of them was a private not-for-profit. As you know, I was unsure if I was going to do the ASN program or the BSN program. But as I really started to look at it, it turned out that the BSN program really wasn't going to take me that much longer than the ASN program was going to take me. And so that was the avenue that I was thinking that I wanted to pursue. So I'm just going to lay this out for you and give you the information because it was very interesting. The first school, which was a state school, they do not have a direct to BSN program. So I would have had to do 5 prereq classes, and then after those classes, I would have had to transfer to the second half of the ASN program. And then after I finished the ASN program, then I can do an ASN to BSN. That program was going to take me about 5 years. And it was the least expensive option, but it was going to take about 5 years. The second option was a private for-profit. And that school was really my number one choice when it came to the BSN program, if I could figure out a way to make that work. And after speaking with them, their suggestion to me was to complete my prereqs at the first school, the one that I just told you about, because it's quite a bit less expensive. And then after finishing that, I would do the bridge to their BSN program. And that program in its entirety would run me anywhere from 3 to 3.5 years. The first half of it, the prereqs, I could do at the state school, which it's really funny to me, but I grew up in Florida. I have been here my entire life. And I left 4 years ago to go to Georgia. And now, of course, my tuition is going to be out of state for the first year, which is so funny to me because I spent my entire life here and now I'm considered out of state. But the first year will be considered out of state tuition. So I would start at that school and I would do my prereqs and I would do the bridge BSN program to this private school. Now, it's going to be expensive. The private school part of it is actually the most expensive out of the 3 programs that I was looking at. But after really speaking with them, I think that there will be opportunities if I can make it through these prereqs with A's, with all A's. So I'm going to take one class at a time basically and make sure that that happens. And then if I can do that along with a few of my other circumstances, I should be able to get a decent amount of scholarships and grants, and then see what I would have to pay for on the back end. The third option that I had was a private not-for-profit. And they always were for-profit, but I think that that changed a few years ago. So right now they're private, not-for-profit. I would still have to do the same set of prereqs at this particular school, but it's an accelerated program. So instead of doing the classes 1 a semester, it's actually 1 a month. So it's a very, very accelerated program. And then when I finish that, I would do a direct bridge into the BSN program, which also is an accelerated program for, I think, about 20 months. So my 3 options were do the state school, do an ASN to BSN, which would take 5 years, do a private school with my prereqs at the public school, and then a 20-month BSN bridge program. That would take me 3 to 3.5 years. And then my third option was to do this accelerated program, which really would have taken less than 3 years. And the price on that program was in the mid-range between the other 2. So the option that I have chosen is option number 2. And I am going to do my prereqs at the state school and then do the bridge to BSN program at the private school. And I'm actually registering for my first class this week. I tried to register for my first class, which was supposed to be anatomy 1 and the lab, but it was completely filled up already. So I'm going to take a different class over the summer, and then I'll take anatomy in the fall. So the way that this path looks for me is I have 6 prereqs. So if I were to have gone the ASN route, I had 5 prereqs that I needed to take. But at either one of the private schools, they figure out a way to charge you more, and to, I guess because it's a bachelor's instead of an associate's, there were actually 6 prereqs that I needed to take with each of those. I am going to start those prereqs in about a month. It starts in about a month. And the science classes, I'm going to do 1 class per semester. There are a couple of classes like nutrition and stats, which obviously nutrition is science, stats isn't, but I think that when I get a little further along, I might try to double up on those 2 classes, and then I can finish in 5 semesters instead of 6 semesters. The BSN Bridge program has 2 different starting times. They have a summer start and a winter start every year. So basically, I would go do my prereqs, then I would take my TEAS exam, which with a couple of the programs, I would have had to do that now. So now I don't need to do that just yet. I can finish my programs, then I can do the prereqs and all of my applications and interviews, and you need letters of recommendation, and then I can do the Bridge BSN program into this other school, which is a 20-month program. So the total amount of time will really truly depend upon how long those prereqs take me. I wanted to share with you also part of the reason that I made the decision that I made. The first program obviously wasn't going to work for me, but I had been really leaning towards the accelerated program. But if I did the accelerated program, it would mean that I can't work. And that's just not going to work for me. So with the program that I chose, the way that it will work is each of my prereqs are 1 per semester. And during that part of the program, which is going to take me anywhere from 5 to 6 semesters, I actually can work full time. And that was a really big decision about why I chose the program that I chose. So I can work full time either at a hospital or assisted living, memory care, somewhere in the senior care community, which is where my heart really is. And I can do that for the full 5 or 6 semesters. Once I enter the Bridge program to BSN, that's a 20-month program that I am not going to be able to work while I'm there. So at least by doing this program, it gives me that first 5 or 6 semesters to work full time and hopefully save up a little bit of money that I can use to live on while I'm in that second half of the program. So by choosing this program, A, I get to work full time, which is fantastic. And B, I get to go to my #1 school, and that's pretty fantastic. So I just wanted to give you that bit of information because that is actually the biggest reason that I chose the program that I am going to do. But I am really excited about the choice that I made. It's my #1 choice of nursing schools, and they actually have a monster huge campus out here in Fort Lauderdale, and a lot of the healthcare system is actually run by them. They've got a great medical school, and a lot of the students work in the work programs at the hospital and in the medical centers in the area, and that's really interesting to me. They also do a lot of scholarship programs, and I kind of fit into a really good scholarship area because I am entering the nursing field as a second career, and 50 and over, there's a lot of scholarships and grants available for that. There's also scholarships and grants available for things like being the spouse of someone who was lost to suicide. And from what I've been told, there are a lot of scholarships and grant money all around for things like that. So By doing my prereqs first, it actually gives me the time that I need to try to figure out all of these resources and get as much of nursing school accomplished as possible, or paid for as possible. So just wanted to give you guys an update and let you know that I have made a choice. I will start school in about a month, and if all goes well, I should be an RN with my BSN in 3 to 3.5 years, something like that. So I'm excited to do this. I'm really excited to do this, and I'm feeling great about my decision. If you guys want to join me on this journey, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel and to like my videos, and let's go do this. I think this is going to be exhilarating and scary and fun and all of those things together. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. I hope that you have a great weekend. Bye.